Hello, everyone. This is Sheila Belanger, and this is an introductory overview to the key initiatory cycles that are happening as you're in this course. I'm going to give you an overview of what's happening astrologically in a way that you can understand, and then be able to support you each week as you go through your reflection questions and your guided practice to deepen into aligning your mind, heart, and will with the current initiatory cycles. So I'm going to give you a little overview of what we call the inner planets and their initiatory journey. Now, the inner planets are ones closest to the sun in our solar system. The astrologers call them the inner planets, and 3 of them are very, very strong cycles happening right now. So we're going to talk about Pluto cycles as underworld initiations. During the beginning of this year, all 3 of the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, have an important cycle with the planet Pluto. Now, I want to remind you, Pluto, as an archetype, is the deity of the underworld. It's the god or goddess of hell and transformation. It's the transformer, revealer of the hidden archetype. And Pluto, when it's active in a cycle, brings the gift of depths and potency. This is the one in us that wants deep systemic change, to be real and to get down to the bones. This one of us explores themes of power, sex, and death and rebirth. It's a very regenerative death rebirth energy. So when a Pluto cycle is happening with another planet in the solar system, symbolically on an archetypal level, there is a deep death rebirth journey, an initiation into the underworld that is happening for that archetype inside of us and in the world. So what happens during a Pluto cycle? It's an invitation to take some old identity down to its bones, strip away that which is done, the old, take it off, and address hidden, what we call basement shadow issues, hidden patterns that are really haunting you, but you're not conscious of, or your ego's not conscious of. And they're usually around issues around power, violence, manipulation, these kind of taboo, edgy parts of ourselves. And we're doing this, we're taking the old identity and transforming it because it's in service to affecting really true sustainable regeneration. It's important to lean in and say, yes, this has to stop. Yes, I want to be conscious in my initiation journey of stripping away the old patterns, the old ways, the old attitudes that I've outgrown and no longer serve me and are deeply hindering me. So that's what happens during a Pluto cycle, hopefully. Now, let's first look at Mercury. Okay, so navigating the initiatory Pluto-Mercury cycles that are happening right now that I want you to be aware of. So remember that Mercury as an archetype is the communicator, the messenger. This one brings us the gift of expression. This one in us receives and processes information, analyzes and discerns, makes bridges, and is open to change and diversity. It's all about our mind, our mindset, our stories, our attitudes. Mercury, okay? Now, in the beginning of this last year and this year, beginning of this year, Mercury is what we call conjunct Pluto. And for those of you who know how to work with this, it's between 26 and 28 degrees of Capricorn. For people new to astrology, you don't have to worry about the degree measurement, but just know Mercury and Pluto come together in the heavens against the backdrop of the Capricorn zodiac sign. There's 3 times when Mercury is exactly conjunct or with Pluto in the heavens: December 30th of 2021. The second one is January 28th of 2022. And the last one is March 3rd of 2022. Sorry, I should say 2022. And in this time period of late December to early March, there is this archetypal invitation with our minds, the need to transform old mindsets and stories that are unsustainable and rooted in immature childhood survival strategies. Those old stories we keep repeating to ourselves, oh, this is how it is, this is how I'm supposed to be, I have to think this way, I have to speak this way, those kind of things. Pluto is just saying, come on, take it down to the bones, cut it, let go of it, transform the poisons of the old mindsets that are unsustainable and really keep you away from your empowered maturity. That's Capricorn. Remember, that sign is a very grounded earth sign. And when planets are in Capricorn, symbolically, those archetypes are really wanting to grow up. It's a very adulting cycle when something's in Capricorn. So it's like, grow up your mind, and really allow yourself to be the agent of change for yourself, and to let go of those old stories and ways of communicating that are way too immature and not sustainable. Though that's one of the big themes of initiation with your mind that's happening right now. So how do you align your mind with the initiatory cycle? Transform your worn out stories that limit your capacity to be the mature steward of your life. I know easier said than done, but that's the opportunity. Okay, second of all, we're going to look at the navigating initiatory Pluto-Venus cycle. So Venus is a second inner planet that is very important. And there's a core Pluto-Venus cycle happening right now. These are the symbols, Venus on the left, Pluto on the right, and then the cycle symbol. So a reminder, Venus as a relationship, as an archetype, is the lover relational one. And this one brings the gift of relationality and attunement to core values. This part of us and in the world expresses your values and core relationship needs. This one follows your heart, receives and gives pleasures, and loves yourself. This is all about the Venus archetypal parts of yourself in the world. Now, the cycle that's happening is called Venus conjunct Pluto. And again, for those that know the astrology, it happens between 25 and 27 degrees of Capricorn. It means that Venus and Pluto look like they're together in the heavens against the backdrop of the Capricorn zodiac sign. So remember, and there's 3 times when this is exact, so this is the time period of the cycle, December 11th of 2021, and then right on December 25th, 2021, there was a second exact conjunction or coming together, and the cycle finishes with a last conjunction on March 3rd of 2022. Sorry again, that typo. Now, what's this cycle about? Remember, Pluto, take it down to the bones, transform that which is done, that needs to die. The need to transform old disempowering relationship patterns, ways that you steward resources and core values that are rooted in immature childhood survival strategies, the way you've learned to adapt and accommodate and make nice in relationships, the way to not be authentic because you're trying to survive, not standing up for your values, letting your life energy be wasted or used in areas that are not right for you. That's what stewarding your resources. You know, really the big question of the Venus conjunct Pluto cycle from mid-December to early March is, what's costing you too much? You know, and is this really what I love? Is this really what my life energy wants to go into? So very deep systemic questions here, powerful questions. So how do you align your heart with initiatory cycles? Easier said than done, but transform your worn out relationship patterns that limit your capacity to live congruently with your core values and honor your self-worth. Really, the Venus-Pluto cycles are asking you to say, what is really belonging to me? You know, that old saying, looking for love in all the wrong places. Pluto-Venus cycle is really helping you see that. Stop it if you can. Really find what is my authentic, true place of belonging, and especially with yourself. Start there if you can. So then the last inner planet cycle is Mars. And so navigating the initiatory Pluto-Mars cycles, okay, that are happening also in the beginning of this year. So remember, Mars as an archetype is the warrioress, warrioress, or advocate. You don't have to give it a gender. And it brings the gift of desire and action. And this one of us, this archetype in us in the world, takes action and goes after what is wanted, expresses desires and anger, and stewards your physical vitality. You know, where do I put my energy? What do I go after? Those are big Mars energies. What am I angry about? Now, the Mars conjunct Pluto cycle, again, happens at 28 degrees of Capricorn for those who know how to use the degree measurement. It's one time in the beginning of this year, March 6th of 2022, again, pardon the typo. Now, even though this cycle doesn't happen exactly for a bit of time, we still, the closer we get to early March, the more all of us are going to feel this archetypal invitation. And it's the need to transform old disempowering anger and aggression patterns, ways that you fight battles that are not yours to fight, and ways that you burn yourself out. They're really going to give us this huge down to the bones opportunity. Why am I exhausted? Why am I fighting this battle? What is the better use of my life energy, my yang energy? What do I really want to go after? Okay. What am I really angry about? And is there some way that I can heal that I can systemically change those old, worn out, unconscious patterns of resentment and anger? Big work, Mars-Pluto cycle, big work for all of us on the planet. Now, and Mars is about our will. You know, what do we want? What are we going after? So align your will with the initiatory cycles. Transform your unconscious patterns of anger and burnout that limit your capacity to live with mature agency in your life. Again, I understand this is a big, tall order, but lean into it. Okay, do what you need to do, including you might find in these powerful initiatory times that you need to get outside support, like a therapist or a coach or a spiritual director, helping you to transmute, get down to those bones and like liberate and regenerate your agency, your mature agency in life. That's one of the gifts that could possibly happen from these initiatory cycles. Okay, so finally, how do you navigate the inner planet cycles as underworld initiations? You're going into the deep caves, okay? You're going into this deep systemic transformation of these three inner planets of Mercury, the mind, as symbolic of the mind, Venus as symbolic of the heart, and Mars as symbolic of your will. Well, the opportunity I'm giving you in this New Year's Revolutions course is to use the weekly guided practices and reflection questions as support for your transformational basement work to shift limited patterns of mind, heart, and will. And, you know, it's your own journey. Take it as you will. If you want to take each week as it comes or you wait, don't pressure yourself. It's available to you in support as you travel this initiatory journey. And I'm excited for you. And I send deep support and respect for your unique, authentic journey. And go ahead and now look at all the introductory material in this module to get you prepared. And then go for each week and work with the reflection questions and the guided practices. And deep blessings for you on this journey, this deep initiatory journey.